Welcome back to American Truck Simulator. Today we're headed up towards San Francisco. We're in Los Angeles where we left off last time, and we are heading to San Fran. But before we do, we got to go pick up our load of bottles from a 3M plant.
Turn left.
And back it up, and there we go. We should be on it. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, we're taking bottles. Another nice, easy load for us. 3M. Science applied to life. Okay. As you can see, we still have our old truck. I keep saying that I want to get back to Vegas, and I want to replace this truck with a nicer, newer, more powerful truck, and I want to hire somebody, my flunky, and I want to give them this truck, but we still haven't done it. I decided I wanted to, I don't know, I'll get back to Vegas at some point. Right now I'm enjoying kind of this big loop through the Southwest, and today that'll be San Francisco, and then when we get up there we'll see what's next. But
turn right.
You know, it's a pretty decent truck. I mean, obviously when I start getting to the point that I can take heavier loads and all that, I'm going to have to deal with it either by upgrading this thing or buying a new one, and my plan all along was to buy a new one, and that's what I intend to do. But, you know, for taking bottles up to San Francisco, yeah, this thing's fine. So we're going to be leaving LA and heading north. There's a couple different options.
Get ready to turn right.
But before we do this, we're going to stop here and get some gas.
Turn right, and then continue straight on.
See, Frisco's about 380 miles away, so we'll fill up here and we'll be good to go till we get up to the Bay Area.
And then turn right.
Get some gas,
Turn
run in here
right.
to the Pump and Munch, pick up a few snacks for the road. And we're on our way. So we're going to pick up the 5 here. We're taking the 5 north, all the way north. You know, I think I said this in the last video, but I like the way they have the roads laid out. They do a pretty good job of, you know, condensing the regions that they go into. They did a good job in Vegas. They do a pretty good job here. Traffic is hardly ever like this. That's the only difference, is that you could be out at 2 in the morning and you're going to see heavier traffic than this. Southern California is all about autos and commuting and driving. It's a driving culture. So this is going to take us outside of LA. You saw that we just passed here. This is the exit for the 101.
Keep left.
You can take the 101 all the way up to San Francisco. It takes you along the coast. It goes over from Los Angeles to Oxnard, and then this is Ventura County, and then it goes up through along the coast. Not the Pacific Coast Highway, which is California Route 1, which is right on the water almost, but a bit inland. It's a nice drive. It's a scenic drive in places. But the 5, if you're driving a semi, the 5 is the way to go. So we're out of LA. We're getting close to the what they call the Central Valley, which is where all the farms are. Where there's so much of the produce. I mean, I couldn't tell you where California leads as far as produce, but in the U.S. I know things like almonds and all that, definitely. Probably avocados and that kind of stuff. Strawberries, I don't know if it's what it used to be. It used to always be that California was the leader in all these areas, but got to go into the way station. But I don't know how much California leads on that anymore. We've had a big drought here for the past decade, and I know that's hit the farmers really hard. Let's go into the way station and see what the state has in store for us as we weigh our truck.
Okay, let's find a new route.
£74,000, not in perfect technical. Oh, okay. Thanks for the critique. I think we need some maintenance. I think that's what they're trying to tell us. They probably saw the dent from the wreck we had the other day, and it was outside of LA when we got detoured to San Diego. So off we go again. But anyway, the Central Valley is, this is where all the produce and crops and all are grown in California. So we're up to Fresno.
Keep
and then
right,
we went to Bakersfield, and then we ended up in Fresno. Fresno? No one goes to Fresno anymore.
And we're going to cut over here, I think. Right. Yeah, we're going to cut over. So this is where we go from the 5, and we're going to go cut over probably to the 101, and then we're going to take the 101 up to San Francisco.
Turn left.
And Santa Cruz is this way too. So yeah, we're up there. We're north. For those of you that don't know, Santa Cruz is a well-known beach town. It's kind of a counterculture. It's always been kind of a counterculture type place south of San Francisco. I don't know if it is so much anymore. I mean, so much of the area is like so heavily developed and all that. Unless you have some money, you're kind of pushed out away from the coast. It doesn't really matter where you are now. Unless you're like on Venice Beach in LA when you're, homeless, basically took it over. Outside of that, it's pretty much you got to be able to afford $1 million home.
Ready to turn right. Turn right.
Yep, so here's the 101. We're taking the 101 north. This bit of darkness, we're almost in San Francisco, so I'm not going to pull over and sleep here. We'll drop off our load and we'll catch some Z's, and then wherever we go next, we'll do that in the daylight, so you can see more of the scenery. But for this last little stretch, I think we're gonna push through to San Francisco and offload. And here we are, San Francisco, city by the bay. Used to be one of my favorite places to go to. I like the wharf, great food, Chinatown is just unbelievable. That all changed, I'd say, in the last 10 years or so. And now it's such a disappointment what the city has become. I mean, in so many ways. And that's not really so much a political statement, it's just kind of like an economic fact. Like, it's really impossible for anyone to live in the city unless you were established, 10, 15 years ago, or unless you have, a real high paying job. You really
Keep
can't
right,
afford
and then turn right.
San Francisco. It's just too expensive. I mean, all the stories you hear about people, living in freight cars and stuff like that they can, they turn into little homes. Yeah, a lot of those are true. And these are,
right.
people that make decent wages. These are tradespeople and professionals, and it's such a shame. Because the city has so much culture, so much worth seeing. It's very vibrant. All the stories you hear about, everybody shitting on the sidewalks and all. I mean, there's some of that, but that's not really the reason to be down in San Francisco. It's more the economics and how they priced out everyone, almost everyone. I mean, there's people that make good money in Silicon Valley, that they couldn't get near San Francisco if they wanted to.
It's all over now.
All right, so we're dropping off here. And we'll go pick up our load tomorrow morning after we get some sleep. So it's morning time. We've slept right here by the bay. There's the Golden Gate Bridge off in the distance. And we're going to go pick up our next load. We're going to head to Reno. So we're heading back into Nevada. We're just going to be in northern Nevada. And then maybe from there, we'll see if we can pick up something to take us back to Vegas. Although I say that, and I'm probably going to wind up in Idaho. Because I'm actually enjoying driving around and not in a big hurry to get back to the garage at this point.
Get ready to turn left. Turn left.
It's 9:30 almost in the morning, and we're driving through the city. I can't imagine a semi being able to drive through most of San Francisco, but
Keep right.
We're going to do it
turn right.
because we need to, because we have to go to an Amazon
Turn right.
facility to pick up a freight car. Or a container. Pick up a freight container. Anyway, we're going to pick up our load, and then we're going to Reno. It's nice. I like the detail. It's nice how they really do the differences in the cities really well. Like, you can look at this and you can say
right,
this,
and then
this
turn
reminds me
right.
of San Francisco. When you're in Los Angeles, it definitely reminds you of Los Angeles.
Turn right.
Same with Vegas, obviously, with the casinos and all. But I like this. They did a really good job with this. So we look around a little bit, and we're at the Amazon warehouse. Line up for the thumbnail, and there we go. Okay. All right, let's get out of here. Alright, so now we're headed to the approach. You can see the bridge off there to the right. We're going to head over the Golden Gate Bridge. There's 2 ways of getting out of San Francisco. The Bay Bridge, which takes you into Oakland, and then you kind of snake up from there to I-80 to get to towards Sacramento and Reno. Or you can go over the Golden Gate Bridge, and then that kind of takes you kind of a northern loop around the top of the other side of the bay. And I know my real driving, this is the way I have always taken. I like the Golden Gate Bridge for one, but it's faster. For me, it was always faster to go this way, because the Bay Bridge in Oakland and all that is always just a madhouse for traffic. And the traffic here isn't much better, but for me it was always, better enough that it was worth going this way. No tolls, which is nice. And let's enjoy our drive across the bridge. I don't know if this is true, and if anybody knows, then feel free to comment. But supposedly the bridge is always being painted. Like, if they start at one end of the bridge, by the time they get to the other end of the bridge, they have to go back and paint the other side of the bridge. There's somebody always painting the bridge. I don't know if with today's technology, if that's the case, but when I was a kid, I was always told that. And of course, suicides. People like to jump from the bridge. So there's that. Not my cup of tea, but if you're going to go, why not go from the Bay Bridge or the Golden Gate Bridge? So I believe this is Marin County. And like I said, we're going to do a loop kind of across the northern side of the bay. Very scenic, very pretty. You go straight up north, you go towards the redwoods. Bodega Bay is up north here. I'd love it if it was in this game. I'm going to have to check it out, because one of my favorite places to go ever is Bodega Bay. It's a beach town. There was an Alfred Hitchcock movie filmed there, and at the moment I cannot remember which one. But anyway, that's up there. And of course that goes up into Oregon and Washington. It's a very pretty drive. Lots of big trees. This way that we're going, we're headed towards Napa. Wine country. So now we're getting onto the Interstate 80, which of course stretches from San Francisco to New York City. This is the way to go. If you need to, hightail it across the country, just hop on I-80. We're only going as far as Reno, so.
Keep right, and then turn right. Turn right.
So this split here, the US 50 takes you to Sacramento, which you can see off there in the distance on the right. We're going to be going into the Sierra Nevada mountains. We don't see Lake Tahoe. That's another area I'd like to see if they have on this
Keep left.
this game. But we're going to go by it. We're going to go through the Donner Pass. But first we're going to stop here and we're going to get some gas. And make sure we have enough gas to get through the Donner Pass because we don't want to wind up like the Donner family and being eaten by someone.
And then turn left. Turn left. Get ready to turn right. Turn right, and then turn left. Reroute.
Okay, GPS, you reroute. You get so cranky.
Please, make a U-turn when possible.
She gets so cranky when I get off course.
Recomputer.
Yeah, see? Anger in her voice.
Okay, let's find a new route.
So here we are at the gas station. Let's fill it up.
Rerouting.
This is a Flying J. An actual truck stop. Alright, so we're back on the I-80, going up into the mountains. Thankfully it's not winter time. Oh, dude. Oh.
You dick!
Oh, man, seriously. Again, my sympathies for real truckers because I know they have to go through crap like that. Drivers that have absolutely no clue what's bearing down on them and how difficult it is to stop a truck. It's not like a video game, you know? Oh well. Anyway, we're heading up into the mountains, and like I said, I'm glad it's not winter time because the roads get pretty treacherous through this part of the drive. Almost all of California is, from the left you have the ocean, the coast, the inland. It's all relatively flat, and then you hit the mountains, and then the mountains just take your way up, and that's pretty much all along the eastern border of the state. It's nice. I've done this drive a handful of times. Again, if the weather's with you, then it's a really nice, wonderful scenic drive. If the weather's not with you, it's a real pain in the ass. If you get the chance to come up here, it's worth it. If you have plenty of time, it's worth it to drive around Lake Tahoe. It's a massive lake, but in my mind, it's worthwhile. But if you don't have the time, obviously, just cut through it. Because once you get into Nevada, the ride gets pretty dull for a long time. I mean, pretty much until you're into eastern Utah at least. And, Colorado for sure when you get to the Rockies and all. Then it gets to be a lot nicer. But when you get outside of Salt Lake, it gets nice too. But between you know, the Nevada state line and Salt Lake, it's a pretty boring ride. But it's a pretty stretch of road. I like the trees. I like the way they do the trees are nice. I don't know if there's any tree mods. If there are, you know, let me know. I don't think I have a tree mod. This is where you would get off here at Truckee. Yeah, there's Donner Lake. This is where you would get off, though, I think, if you wanted to go to Tahoe from the 80. I have a feeling that the game probably doesn't go into that much detail. They probably cut it off. All right, state line coming up. And we're in Reno. I could share a lot of stories about Reno too. You know, there's a lot. The casinos are okay, gotten better over the years. They used to be pretty bad. Buffets here were kind of scary.
All right.
Some spaghetti bologna's here. Lucky you came on Italian night. That stuff will knock your socks off.
Good place to gamble. Lots of single and double deck blackjack, which I like. I'll have to drive around here, you know, at some point. Again, what I want to do is I want to get through the map, you know, build up my little empire. Then I want to get a car, and I want to drive around to all these places and check out all the detail. Because downtown Reno, I mean, you see it right from the highway. It's not like this with a lot of the green and just random buildings. You see like the casinos and all that right there from the highway. I'm not sure what this big monstrosity is here. It just seems to be an oversized casino. Representative of the Peppermill, maybe? I don't know. But that's not on the interstate anyway. But it sort of looks like that.
Keep right. And
This
then
is where we're
exit
getting
right.
off. We got to drop off our load from the Amazon warehouse in San Francisco. And so people in Reno can get their iPad holders
right.
and all kinds of miscellaneous crap that you buy on Amazon.
Turn right. Keep right and then turn right. Turn right.
Big casino and then a handful of buildings. Yeah, I hope there's more to Reno.
Get ready to turn right.
Alright, and our drop-off is right here by the casino. How convenient is that? They knew I was coming.
Turn right and then turn left.
Make it easy for me. Make it too easy. Alright, so we're dropping off our Amazon load here at a
Turn left.
Tesla dealership. Okay, weird flex, but
Here we are. Safe and sound.
alright, well, we're dropping off here, and I hope you enjoyed our little jaunt from from LA to San Francisco to Reno. We'll look forward to catching you next time.